Mindset, a daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markel. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markel.
Hey, welcome back to Morning Mindset with me, your host, Paul Markel. And before we get into it, I want to make a special announcement to everybody out there. I've decided that I'm going to be doing a Morning Mindset book study right here on the podcast, the radio, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to begin it the beginning of September. Now, I know that September 1st is not a Monday, and I know that September 3rd actually is Labor Day. So, beginning on September 4th, I can check my calendar, I'll make sure, but beginning on September 4th, which would be a Tuesday, we're going to do a 30-episode book study with the Morning Mindset book. So if you would like to participate, if you would like to read along, well, it's super easy. You can either get the Morning Mindset book and put it on your phone via Kindle, or you can get a paperback version. So that's what's going down. I thought you guys would like to know that. I'm looking forward to it. So starting on September 4th, 2018, we will do a 30-episode Morning Mindset book study. It'll be a guided study right here on the Morning Mindset podcast. So there you go. All right, today we're going to talk a little bit about perspective. Perspective, how we view the world, how we view our lives, how we view other people's lives, how we view the world around us. And everyone's perspective is based upon their own, not only experiences, but their individual bias or predisposition, right? Children often are criticized, or teenagers especially, for having a lack of perspective. How many teenagers have you ever encountered, or it probably happened to you when you were a teenager, that if you didn't get to go out one single Friday night, it was the end of the world? I mean, just the world was going to come crashing down. There was no tomorrow. If I can't do it today, I don't know what I'll do. Teenagers and children have very poor perspective because they have very little life experience. All they know is the life at their school, at their house, and with their little peer group. That's all they know. They don't really know much about the outside world. That is one of the reasons why travel is so important for expanding your horizons, gaining experience, and altering your perspective on things. Many people in the United States of America look at the United States of America and they think, oh, we have all these just horrible problems and we need to do something about all these problems. And they think that we have all these terrible problems because they've never seen how the rest of the world operates. Now, one way to gain perspective besides traveling, and you really can't gain perspective watching TV or watching movies. I mean, I know that we see foreign countries and foreign lands, or even different states in the United States of America. We see these on television, or we see them in movies, and we think, oh, well, I know. You don't really know until you've actually been there. People who've lived in big cities all their lives think that they know what it means to live in the country or in a rural setting, but they don't. They have no idea, and vice versa. Many people who live in a rural setting think that things are glamorous in the city, and then they go there and they realize, like, this isn't so great, and vice versa. Many people who live in major metropolitan areas think that it's wonderful because it's so cosmopolitan and modern and convenient and so forth. And then when they get out into the country, into the great wide open, they're like, I kind of like this. Some people don't. Some people miss it. Perspective can be altered or changed or improved by spending time around other individuals who aren't doing the exact same thing as you or are from different places. Recently, I sat down with a friend of mine, someone that I've known for a long time, and had several good conversations. And as we talked, we are very much like-minded. We view the world in a very similar way, but that doesn't mean that we agree upon everything. We don't think identically. And often, my friend would say something that gave me pause to consider a topic or a situation in a way that I had never considered it before. It altered my perspective a little bit. Not dramatically. I mean, it's not like I decided that the earth was flat and, that I was going to worship a goat or something like that. But it changed my perspective. And the reason that our perspective is what it is because often we insulate ourselves from other ideas and other people, and we feel very, very comfortable with our own ideas about the world. And that's great. It provides us psychological comfort, but that doesn't help us grow, and that doesn't help us develop, and it doesn't help us live positive and productive lives. So every once in a while, it's good to sit down with someone with whom you have respect, someone you respect, and just have a conversation. It was interesting. I had actually two friends came to visit me, and they stayed for just a day because they had to get back on the road. But we never turned on a television. We never sat in front of a television. We sat and we shared coffee and dinner and meals, and we talked. When's the last time you sat with someone and actually had a valuable conversation or a thoughtful conversation? And I hope that you have many thoughtful conversations. But it's every once in a while, it's a good idea to get a check, to put a check on your perspective of the way the world is. And it may help you grow. It may help you develop. So you don't necessarily have to take a trip to China or India or Australia to change your perspective. Sometimes your perspective on life can be improved just by a simple conversation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Paul Markel, and I will talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markel, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.